In the year 1972, Munich was busy hosting the Summer Olympics. They had set up a proper facility to host one of the best Olympics in history, and from 121 different countries, 7,134 athletes show up to compete. Obviously, it's the Olympics, and the countries send their best athletes to compete and get as many medals as you can for your country. But why is this Olympics so famous? Is it because of the athletes that participated in it? Is it because of the records that were broken? No, it was none of those. The 1972 is mostly famous for a terrorist attack. Terrorists attacked the Olympics and killed 11 Israeli athletes. The previous Olympic that was in Germany was not in Munich, but it was in Berlin 1936, and it was at a time where this guy was the leader. If you guys know the history of the 1936 Olympics, you know that Germany used racism as a symbol for this Olympic, and they wanted to show the world that the Aryan race was superior. So when it got to the 1972 Olympics, Germany wanted to show the world that this is the new Germany, and the racism is behind them now. West Germany was so confident in their security system that for the main stage, they didn't even have security guards, let alone police officers on site. The Israelis were stepping foot in a place where the Holocaust happened 27 years before. Because of the Israeli athlete and the lack of security in the German Olympic facility, it kind of made the terrorists organize this attack. 4:30 in the morning on September 5th, 1972, dressed like athletes, they entered the Israeli hotel with their bags. In these bags, there were all types of supplies the terrorists needed, from AK-47s to grenades. These quote-unquote joggers entered the hotel and take the weapons out of the bag. Two of the Israeli athletes saw these terrorists coming, so they decided to attack them to maybe slow them down. But unfortunately, they were shot dead on the spot. There are 9 Israelis left that are hostages now. They announced that these hostages will not be killed if 234 Palestinian prisoners are released from Israeli prison. But if they're not, they will kill them. Let's go back and see who these guys are. In the year 1958, Yasser Arafat creates an organization, a group called Al-Fatah, which was anti-Israel. In the year 1964, they created another organization, which is called the PLO, or the Palestine Liberation Organization. Their idea is that they have to take over the old land that Israel has claimed. But Hussein, king of Jordan, was not happy about the Palestinians doing this, and that is why he tries to kick them out of Jordan. He even starts a war with them. 15,000 Palestinians die in this war. When was this war taking place? In September 1970, and that is why the Palestinians call this month Black September. And the Al-Fatah group that Yasser Arafat created in 1958 changed its name to Black September. Let's get back to the 1972 Munich Olympics, a place where 8 Black September terrorists have 9 Israeli athletes held hostage. Even though 2 people are killed and 9 people are held hostage, the competition is still continuing and it has not stopped yet. It seems like the German government didn't care that these people are killed and held hostage, and that is why a lot of countries complained to the German government. They told them, how do you let the competition go on when a few kilometers the other way, 2 athletes were killed and 9 are still held hostage? Either way, the hostage situation continued, and they were waiting for the Israeli government to release the prisoners so the athletes can finally be released. At that time, Golda Meir was the Prime Minister of Israel. She said, "We will not release anyone, and we do not negotiate with terrorists." This is when the intelligence service of Israel, Mossad, tries to enter the hotel that the Israeli athletes are staying in. But the German government declines that offer and tells them you cannot do that, because this is not a battlefield. The terrorists said, okay, you guys don't want to release the prisoners? If you want these hostages to stay alive, give us a helicopter so we can fly to Egypt with these athletes. The German government quickly accepts that offer and says okay. They sent a helicopter to the facility, and all the people in the aircraft were German army members. Everybody thought that these guys in the helicopter were gonna do something about it, but all they do is to pick up the terrorists with the hostages, take them to Munich airport, land, and then run away. Why did they run away? Because the plan was for snipers to shoot the terrorists from very far away in the airport. But it seems like the snipers were amateurs and didn't know how to aim. They couldn't even land a shot on one of the terrorists. And when the terrorists realize they're being attacked, they throw a grenade inside the helicopter that kills 5 of the Israeli athletes instantly. And the 4 remaining athletes were murdered by their AK-47. They also kill one of the German police members. They eventually start shooting at the terrorists, and 5 of them were killed. 3 of the terrorists were arrested, which were eventually sent to Israel. The next day, the Olympics are still going on, and because of the thing that happened the day before, the country's flags were at half-staff. But all Arab countries complained to Germany to not do that with their flag. And that is why on that day, every country's flag is at half-staff except Arab countries. Another thing that made people upset is that Germany allowed the terrorist bodies to be flown to Libya, and they were looked at like heroes. In this situation, you could say Israel was more angry at the German government than the terrorists, because the Germans did not cooperate. They didn't allow Mossad to join. The snipers were shooting at walls instead of the terrorists. And when you look at it from the outside perspective, it seems like the German government did not want to help. After this situation, Mossad went to different Arab countries and killed Black September members. But they say a lot of people were mistakenly killed for being in Black September. Normal people that had nothing to do with that organization. This whole situation made the world more aware of what is happening in Israel and Palestine. And that is why they say this was worse for Israel and better for Palestine, because a situation that was in the Middle East got a lot of publicity. After this happened, security in the Olympics got much stronger and stricter. You couldn't just enter the hotel the athletes were staying in. A lot of Jewish people were extremely upset about the German government, and they said racism is still alive and well in Germany. What do you guys think?